Hello!
Hello.
Hello. This is Rob and Sean. Again, we're not really titling this any certain movie review because we figured at least once every 2 weeks we could talk about something.
Yeah.
Something being movies that we've seen.
Course.
And
What
little
else
whatnots.
would we talk about?
We've seen a lot of movies recently, but not in theaters.
Yeah. That is true.
Yeah. And as per the viewers, you need to talk more.
Okay, I will just talk.
So I'll just sit here and you just talk.
Alright, so I'll talk about what I saw, which was Dogtooth, which I don't even know how to describe this movie.
Dogtooth is nominated.
It's nominated for Best Foreign Language. It's from Greece,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know who's in it or who directed it. I watched it on Netflix, instant streaming, so if you have that, you can watch it. I guess it's worth watching. It has its moments. I think it's supposed to be somewhat funny, but also very disturbing. And
Was this the one I walked in with the two people naked having sex awkwardly?
yes.
Yeah, so not for children.
Oh yeah, no. I guess the easiest way to describe the plot is it's just this family, and like the father is the only one that leaves the house, and he keeps his wife and his 3 children locked up, and they have their own language for things like sink will really mean like a glass of water, and like at one
So
point
it's like
one
an
of the,
episode of The Twilight Zone.
yeah, that's kind of a good way to describe it, but not just I don't.
There's this old episode of The Outer Limits that I have seen.
Oh, okay.
And it's about this guy that wakes up, and everything is called something different. So like cash is ball.
Ball.
And like so he goes into the workplace and everybody's like talking this weird, like pronouns and all are still the same, but like everything is referred to differently. So by the end of the episode, he has to pick up a children's book that has the pictures and the words underneath to relearn everything. Off topic, but very weird.
Yeah, I guess
thought of
it's
that.
kind of along that way. But yeah, I'm pretty sure at one point, one of the kids asked what a pussy is, and the mother's like, "It's a door." And I was just like, "What?" And,
Well, technically, it is a door, isn't it?
yeah, I don't think door is the right word. It's just something completely random, just it doesn't make sense at all.
So your mind just associated it with door.
Yeah, it's the first thing that came to mind.
So overall, did you like the movie?
It's worth watching, I guess.
Subtitles annoying, plenty of them.
There aren't. I mean, there's not a whole lot of dialogue in the movie, so there aren't that many subtitles. So
that's one of those boring foreign films. Because from what I saw, the cinematography wasn't like the best thing ever. I mean, it was okay, but it wasn't like amazing.
I don't know why it got nominated.
All right, well then no, not really
know.
worth checking out if you don't watch foreign films. Because a lot of people.
If you're really into the Oscars and stuff, I'd say try and watch it if you want to. But I mean, I could be wrong. This movie's got like really great reviews, but I just
that's Dogtooth once again.
Yeah, I just didn't really like it.
I this past week checked out Monsters. Ooh. I don't know who it's directed by or who it's starring because it's nobody leading.
Right.
I know this was an indie film, and I've heard a lot of people talking about it for like, wow, for the budget, the special effects and all are really decent.
Yeah.
Overall, the plot of this film is about like 6 years ago there was a alien landing and creatures have spread between this territory of United States and Mexico, and it's been quarantined and called the Infected Zone. So
it also is in Mexico, so
it would be the infected zone anyway, or at least the water should be quarantined.
Yeah.
But overall, it's about this photographer that works for this big company. They never say where, and the daughter of the big CEO of the company needs to get home to America from Mexico, and he has to, escort her. And the ferry fails, and they need to go through the infected zone. The monster, it starts off very interesting and with the backstory of what happened, and the monsters are kind of interesting in the sense that they're just like walking octopus. That's all it is. It's a walking octopus.
Is it just the one monster?
No, it's tons of them, but it's only the one breed of monster.
Okay, so it's only that one kind.
That one kind,
so
which is kind of disappointing. So it should just be. Well, I mean, it's still technically monsters, but I thought I was going into like one of those movies like. It could be really bad, but as long as the monsters are really interesting.
Like the marketplace scene in Hellboy 2?
Yeah, where it's just tons of creatures to make my imagination, like, overload, and, it's just... But no, it's not. And no, the story is hardly about monsters. It's more so they just use that as a gimmick for these two characters to bond on the way home and realize that their lives suck.
Oh.
And the ending is anticlimactic, and there's no giant monster battle or whatever. So I feel like if you're gonna have a movie called Monsters, I need a little bit more fanboy sci-fi monsters.
Yeah.
So I would not recommend it at all. So pass on Monsters.
The manager made me stop watch it. She didn't like it either.
No.
No, she didn't like Monsters.
So what else did you see?
I saw Restrepo, which is a documentary. It's nominated for best
Sounds like a
documentary.
diseased clown. Restrepo. Restrepo. Hey, kids.
You want to play some tricks?
Oh, God.
Okay. On tangent there. It's called Restrepo because it's it all for the most part takes place on Outpost Restrepo, which is in the Korengal Valley of Iraq.
Outpost Restrepo.
Yeah.
So it's an outpost of diseased clowns. I just picture a statue in the square of a diseased clown named Restrepo, so they named it after.
It's named Restrepo after a soldier that got killed. And everybody's like, oh, Restrepo's awesome. So
man, you made everything I say make me feel bad. He could have been a diseased clown.
He wasn't, though.
If he would have grew older.
Okay. So the whole movie is just following these group of soldiers around for a year. Not a whole lot happens. It does get very intense because it was just two National Geographic filmographers just followed them around, and there's not really a story to it. It's just kind of just in your face, just this is fighting. It was alright.
Didn't you say there was soldiers crying and stuff in it?
Yes.
Yeah.
As the shit hit the fan, this one guy just broke down and started crying. I was just
Yeah. I'm not big into war movies, even if they are realistic or documented.
Or real.
Yeah, or real. I don't know. I can't associate with the topic, especially when you don't. I'm not getting into politicals, but
yeah,
when you don't agree with it or whatever, why would I really?
I like war movies.
I like war.
I said movies.
Movies.
Yeah,
I got you.
You like Forrest Gump, huh?
It's not a war movie.
It's got a war segment.
It's about a retarded guy
who goes to Vietnam.
Who goes to war.
Lieutenant Dan, Bubba.
Yeah.
Something bit
There's
him
a small
in the butt.
part of the movie.
Something bit him in the
There's
butt.
2 wars in it, isn't there?
He's just in Vietnam.
Oh. They cover all of them, though.
Saving Private Ryan?
Yeah. Yeah. It's okay.
Platoon?
Platoon. Full Metal Jacket, but only the beginning.
See, I like the whole movie.
Hey, you're one of the few.
Yeah.
How much time we got on here? We've got 10 minutes. I don't want to go too long.
Okay,
Let's see. I watched Get Low.
Get Low. I watched
Which sounds like a bad rap song. But,
Get Low.
Get Low. But it's actually
A
Bill Murray and Robert Duvall in it.
He was actually an upset. A lot of people expected Duvall to get nominated for Best Actor.
For that film?
Mm-hmm. Because he'd gotten it numerous other places. Acting award. So they thought he was going to get it for the
He
year.
had gotten in numerous other places.
Don't correct my English.
So, overall, this movie was
I should have
advertised.
said American. That would have made it.
American. Yeah. It was advertised as a comedy, I think, or at least a
Half comedy.
half comedy. I don't know. I felt like the trailer was kind of goofy.
I chuckled during the trailer.
The overall story is Robert Duvall is a hermit that's lived on the outskirts of this town for 40 years. He has not traveled to town in 40 years.
40 years.
He's renowned as this.
He chases kids off his
With
property
his shotgun and all,
shotguns.
he's renowned as this, hermit.
That's as much as I want.
And there's bad stories and stuff about him circulating. And he decides that he wants to have a living funeral, so a funeral party thrown where people can come and tell stories about him and all. And Bill Murray is the owner of the funeral home that decides to throw this party because the church and all turns him down. Now, the idea of Robert Duvall playing a hermit, Bill Murray being the funeral director throwing a party, and it being about a guy who wants people to tell stories about it all, and Sissy Spacek.
Just to throw that out there.
Also, it sounds like it's going to be funny.
Yeah.
But this is a drama about a guy trying to throw a party so people will know why he's a hermit, because there's a very dramatic story behind it. So, and it's long. It is a long film, and it is a dry film, and it is not a bad film, but it is not a comedy. I think Bill Murray's performance in it was excellent, and Robert Duvall's was excellent. But Robert Duvall always does these bland, like in The Apostle, does these bland
Open.
characters.
What is that movie called? Open Range?
Open Water?
No, not Open Water.
Home on the Range?
That's
A cartoon with cows?
no, it's one with Robert Duvall. It's another one like that. It's like a western. It's not a bad movie. It's just long and dry.
Yeah,
and he directed
long
it. I think too.
and dry, like Robert Duvall's.
Like how you know that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's. I'd recommend it, but don't recommend it as like a comedy, and don't go watch it on like when you're tired because you'll fall asleep probably.
You are describing Robert Duvall's penis, right?
Don't watch it on a Saturday night.
That's right.
Yeah, exactly.
It's long
and dry. Moving on.
And if you're tired, it's not good.
Better have some energy. I'm trying to think what else we've seen.
I watched two ones I've already watched prior, which was Out of Sight with George Clooney and Jennifer Lopez, and Ving Rhames and whatnot. It's a good movie. Good 90s.
I rewatched Time Traveler's Wife because I really do enjoy that with Eric Bana and Rachel McAdams. Yeah,
it was good.
Other than that, we haven't seen any movies in the theaters as of yet. You saw Tron again.
I saw Tron again. I saw a trailer for Pirates of the Caribbean in 3D.
How was that?
I don't think that movie looks very good though.
No, probably not.
The trailer just looks kind of like we made another movie.
I didn't watch the Super Bowl, but I checked out the movie trailers.
Did you watch Super 8?
Super 8
is going to be
has
awesome.
me so pumped.
Oh my god.
Only because it looks like a
In
1980s to 90s Spielberg film.
Yep.
And the plot of it, they only let a little bit loose. They only let a little bit out. But it's about a group of boys in 1979 who are using a Super 8 camera to film a zombie film.
Yeah.
And while they're at the train tracks shooting a scene at night, a train crashes into a truck and something inhuman is in the truck.
I can't wait.
They say it's a cross between like E.T. and the Goonies and Stand By Me. So
I'm sold. Yeah. And it looks good. The little 30 seconds they showed, I was just like, all right.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward. That comes out in June.
Yeah.
Okay. Also, I saw the Avenger teaser.
Captain America, you mean?
Well, yeah. Why do I? Well, because they tag it as
the first
Avenger.
I think it looks better than Thor.
It looks way better than Thor. It actually has a plot.
Yeah.
I think the guy playing him looks the part.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Tommy Lee Jones is in it.
Tommy Lee. I saw a blip of Tommy Lee Jones, and I saw a split second of Red Skull.
Yes.
And he looks amazing from that split second.
I saw it. I was just like, oh.
Because if you could really screw something up, like Skeletor in Masters of the Universe, with his rubber mask and his lip, his nose, and all crap, I think Red Skull looked great.
Hugo Weaving.
Richard Nixon.
It's Franklin Joe.
Oh, yeah. So I thought you were Edward. We're not tell a lie.
Exactly.
I'm not a crook. I cannot tell a lie.
I cannot tell a lie. George Washington.
Abe Lincoln.
George Washington couldn't tell a lie.
What did Abe Lincoln do?
He was about freeing the slaves and all.
I thought
Emancipation Proclamation.
I thought he's honest Abe. He can't tell a lie.
Was it Abe? I swear I thought the whole story was George Washington and the apple tree.
That's right. You're right. But then there's Honest Abe. Is every president honest? Because I know Bill Clinton wasn't. Okay.
Alright, well, the president's debate.
Other than that, what was the other thing?
What other trailers? There's Transformers 3.
That looked like anything I've ever seen with Transformers. It looked boring. It looked whatever. It looked like metal flying.
It looks like another Transformers movie. Thor still looks bad.
And there was a Snickers commercial with Richard Lewis.
That was funny.
And Roseanne.
And Roseanne Barr gets hit by wood.
Other than that,
front earth.
I got this from a collectible toy store this past week. This is the Batman toy that I
Meteor Man.
That's Meteor Man. I picked that up too for $1.
I like how he's rubber.
Meteor, yeah, and he's one of those old ones that like bends. Like, I broke my leg, but he doesn't really. He's bad. Meteor Man. It's a movie.
He still can't.
He doesn't do nothing. But the old Batman toy that I had from the 1980s, early 90s, I think, came with the Batmobile with the yellow missiles that always got stuck in it. But he's got his working bat belt.
That's
which is amazing.
Pretty cool. Yes,
It's nostalgic.
we played it.
I know The Roommate came out in his top and box
Ugh.
office, but I have no real interest in seeing that.
Almost saw that Friday night just to see a bad movie so we could laugh at it.
But
But we're like, hey, Tron's still out.
I don't know. I haven't really heard of much else.
Just Go With It is coming out.
Drive Angry should be coming out soon too, shouldn't it?
Yeah, it's the end of the month. I'm looking forward to
Drive Angry with Nick Cage.
That's going to be fun.
So, but yeah.
Cedar Rapids comes out this week, but
Oh.
only limited.
Oh.
You know what that is?
Nope.
It's with Ed Helms, and he goes off to like a conference in Cedar Rapids, and meets up with like John C. Reilly and goes crazy.
John C. Reilly.
Yeah.
I think that
And
sounds
Ed Helms.
familiar. So, well, yes. So with a minute left of tape, we will say adieu, bid adieu, adieu, and hopefully we'll be back in the next 2 weeks. Short of like monsters attacking and us forming a relationship where we have to get to Canada.
Okay. On that note.